By continuity of the second unit, we need to go for the discussion in third unit, that is cell structure and function. In this unit, the first chapter is cells chapter, that includes cell and its components, cell structure and function. Here you need to focus more on the area prokaryotic cell, the area where the reserve food material is stored, reserve food material area, because the reason is that will be in the form of inclusion bodies. Reserve food material will be in the form of inclusion bodies and its examples. In prokaryotic cell, you need to study more on reserve food material, and after this prokaryotic cell, in case of cell, you need to focus more on endomembrane system, GERL system. RL we also can include Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome, lysosome, vacuole. Especially question prone area is ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus. Golgi includes a cis Golgi and trans Golgi, and rough ER and SER means a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes will be involving in the protein synthesis, and lysosome also actively participating in catabolic reactions, especially lysosome. These four organelles are hotspot areas. You try to have a hold on these four areas that make a huge impact in your preparation in case of cell chapter. After this endomembrane system, chromosome and its types, that is also much needed one. Based on the position of centromere, how we can classify the chromosome like acrocentric, telocentric, metacentric and submetacentric, that types. From there MCQ area is expected. And cell membrane structure. Next prior importance could be given to the cell membrane structure, because fluid mosaic model membrane and its importance, that you should know. In case of cell chapter, prokaryotic cell, reserve food material, endomembrane system, chromosome types, cell membrane and its structure, mitochondria, chloroplast structure also, like diagrammatic MCQ is expected from this area, mitochondria and chloroplast. Have a good hold on this topic, plastids and its types. So from this cell chapter, 3 MCQs, especially endomembrane system occupies 2, then these areas occupies, this occupies 2, this area occupies 1. So cell chapter, have a hold on these topics, more on cell chapter to get a good MCQ credibility. When it comes to biomolecules, next chapter is a biomolecules, amino acids, then nucleic acid structure. It's very important. Adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, that structure is very important. Nucleic acid structure, protein and its structure, primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary, these structures are very important. So especially protein structure and nucleic acid structure plays a crucial role in MCQs. This area, the sticking area, plays a very major role. And secondary metabolites, tabular column will be given in NCERT book, that plays a very major role in MCQs. Secondary metabolites that plays a role. So these secondary metabolites. After that, enzymes area you need to focus more. From biomolecules, 1 MCQ is expected, especially on the enzymes, and these sticking areas you should focus more in case of biomolecules. After this biomolecules, in this unit your focus should be more on cell division chapter, cell cycle and division chapter, especially meiosis is a MCQ hotspot area, meiosis, and you need to focus on meiosis 1, where the shortcut lies, lazy-padidi, leptotin, zygotin, pacatin, diplotin and diakinesis. All these stages comes under the meiosis 1, that plays a crucial role. Especially pacatin is a hotspot area where you will get a more number of MCQs in case of meiosis. So have a good hold on packaging, zygote, dikinesis. These are all the MCQs areas in case of cell division. After that, mitosis. In mitosis, stages and its significance. More important, significance is more important because nucleocytoplasmic ratio and apical meristematic division, those areas as just repeated MCQ. So mitosis plays a very major role in case of MCQ, especially on significance, and it has the stages like leptotin, zygote, diplotin, dikinesis. These many stages you should read in case of meiosis 1. Meiosis 2 is there and significance also is there. So significance of meiosis also you can have a read. Variation is a crucial point as does a MCQ. This is about the cell structure and function unit. If you concentrate on this unit, you will get a MCQ credibility like 6 to 7 MCQs credibility. The least credibility lies on biomolecules, cell chapter 3 and cell division 3. Most MCQs lies on mostly meiosis aspects in case of cell structure and function. Have a note of these headings. Now the fourth unit we are going to discuss in case of strategy, NEET strategy. The fourth unit is the plant physiology unit, where it comprises more number of MCQs, and the unit that comprises more number of MCQs like more than 11 MCQs. So you should be more cautious while studying this unit, plant physiology. In this unit, the first chapter is transport in plants. 2 to 3 MCQs, transport in plants. When you focus on transport in plants, more concentration should be on the topics like facilitated diffusion, water potential concept, where for the past 3 to 5 years repeated MCQs like water potential equation is repeating more. So water potential is the more MCQ hotspot area. You need to focus more. Water potential, psi W is equal to psi S plus psi P, that equation, solute potential, matrix potential, these areas you have to focus more. Even a symbol unit also will make a drastic impact in your preparation, because that is most expected MCQ area. And after that, osmosis, and after the osmosis, plasmolysis concept. See, in this chapter, almost all the concepts, all the major concepts includes MCQs. Especially the ticking areas will play a very major role. Water potential, facilitated diffusion, then osmosis and plasmolysis. But still you should have a more hold on these topics. Then strong area you will get an MCQ is imbibition. Even its definition itself as does a MCQ, imbibition concept. That is much needed one. After this imbibition concept, you need to have more hold. The areas you have to be focused more hold on transport in plants is water potential, osmosis, facilitated diffusion. After that, your focus should be inclined towards apoplast and symplast pathway. Apoplast and symplast pathway. So where it comprises more MCQs, apoplast and symplast pathway. Then pressure flow hypothesis. Pressure flow hypothesis. Most important areas in case of transport in plants. So apoplast, symplast, pressure flow hypothesis. Transpiration. These areas you should have a more focus, especially ticking areas will play a very major role in paper. So apoplast, symplast pathway also. So after this, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis in higher plants, this topic, this chapter topics also will play a crucial role. C3, C4, CAM, C2 pathway. From this, 2 MCQs is expected in case of photosynthesis, because more MCQs comprise areas, this area. Because photosynthesis, when it comes to the context of photosynthesis, that also includes 3 MCQs. So especially these photosynthetic pathways. After that, factors affecting photosynthesis. Factors affecting photosynthesis, especially in that factor, temperature and water. This area, if you focus, that will be better in the context of MCQ in case of photosynthesis. Then the next chapter is respiration in plants. Respiration in plants. In respiration in plants, pathway dominating chapter, because the reason is that as like photosynthesis, even photosynthesis is also pathway dominating chapter, but still respiration in plants, glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Glycolysis and Krebs cycle includes more number of MCQs, glycolysis and Krebs cycle. So this glycolysis and Krebs cycle, if you focus, you will get a good number of MCQs. Then electron transport chain. Divide this chapter and study fermentation aspect. Most expected area, respiratory quotient. Since more paper includes this area MCQs, respiratory quotient, electron transport chain, glycolysis and Krebs cycle in respiration in plants. Alright, here 2 to 3 MCQs, especially mostly 2 MCQs is expected in case of respiration in plants. Usually Krebs cycle dominates in competitive exam, so have a hold on Krebs cycle, that is very important. Then photosynthesis, respiration. Then while comparing with these chapters, actually after the transport in plants, in mineral nutrition will come in a syllabus, but still these 3 chapters will dominate in case of plant physiology unit. In mineral nutrition, you need to have a good hold on all the essential nutrients like micronutrients and macronutrients. That is common. You have to study each and every element and its deficiency, but narrow focus should be given on nitrogen metabolism concept. Nitrogen metabolism concept, and where the more number of mechanism is involved, because there nitrogen fixation and all is involving, like you need to have a look on the diagram like hook formation and all. That is the MCQ prone area here. Usually in case of elements, manganese, magnesium, potassium, calcium, zinc and copper, these elements have a good hold and its essential role. This is in mineral nutrition. Maybe maximum 1 MCQ is expected in this area, mineral nutrition. After that, plant growth and development, a chapter plant growth and development. So here in case of plant growth and development, auxin, gibberellin, then cytokinin, abscisic acid. In this, most MCQ is auxin and more number of MCQs in this area, auxin and gibberellin. So this area, it comprises more number of MCQs in case of plant growth and development in this chapter. And apart from this, growth concept is mentioned over there. In that chapter, you need to study about the growth concepts in detail, like arithmetic growth and S growth pattern that you have to cover. But mostly the questions expected in this chapter from the area in case of physiological phytohormones. That is much needed one in case of plant physiology. In plant physiology, for your notice, again telling transport in plants, these areas 3 to 4 MCQs, then here 3 MCQs, then here 2 MCQs, then here 1 MCQs, then here sometimes in some paper more number of MCQs expected in case of plant growth and development. In some years they asked more than 2 questions also in case of plant growth and development. Have a hold on that topic. This is about the plant physiology unit. Have a note on this unit headings. By following a plant physiology unit, and the next unit what we are going to have a discussion in strategy is human physiology. Human physiology. Usually this human physiology aspect is very interesting, as well as more focus should be on certain topics that will make an impact in your score, because that is much needed one. When it comes to human physiology, first thing is digestive system, first chapter. In this your focus should be more on digestive glands, then process of digestion in small intestine, that is much needed one, where the major process takes place. Usually digestive system also includes 3 to 4 MCQs, and digestive system includes digestive glands, then dental formula of human, that is much needed one to focus. Dental formula, digestive glands, process of digestion in small intestine. After this process of digestion in small intestine, the narrow focus should be given on the area where absorption and assimilation. Almost all the topic is important. Nowadays they are asking from absorption and assimilation also MCQs, and more will be from process of digestion in small intestine, this area, and when it comes to the context of digestive system. So this is about the digestive system. The next is respiratory system. Respiratory system, where they will ask MCQs on mechanism of breathing. Respiratory system, while comparatively with other units, respiratory system has some least MCQs, but still your focus should be on mechanism of breathing, O2 dissociation curve, O2 dissociation curve, and after this disorders area, disorders and values. What it depicts values means IV, ERV, then very particularly volume, tidal volume and total lung capacity, that values has to be focused. Especially these areas you need to focus on. Respiratory system, you have a hold on this area, that will make an impact in your preparation in case of respiratory system. Next, when it comes to the context of, see, in case of human physiology, the chapters has to get prioritized, so that will make an impact in your preparation in case of MCQ credibility. Let me talk about the excretory system. In excretory system, countercurrent mechanism, then tubules function of tubules function, countercurrent mechanism, then very important disorders of excretory system, urine formation. This concept you should have a more hold, where the more repeated MCQs asked in various competitive in case of excretory system. Then in neural system, neural control and coordination, where their focus will be more on conduction of nerve impulses. That area that includes more number of MCQs, conduction of nerve impulses, there you have to focus more. Then after that, eye, ear, brain, complete features you need to learn in case of neural system. So in neural system, especially on here, mechanism of hearing, that concept plays a major role in paper. So where the organ of Corti, diagrammatic representations will come. So that is much needed one in case of neural system. So when it comes to the weightage, here 3 to 4 MCQs, and here 1 to 2 MCQs, and here 3 MCQs, and in case of neural system 3 MCQs. See, more weightage areas in case of physiology on this, and body fluids and circulation, circulatory system. In this chapter, circulatory system chapter, components of blood, you need to have a more hold on components of blood, that is much needed and essential one, where it comprises more number of MCQs in components of blood. In components of blood, especially on erythrocytes and leukocytes aspect, you should have a more hold in components of blood. After this components of blood, you should have a hold on the topic in case of body fluids and circulation, heart structure and function. After this heart structure and function, especially in heart, cardiac cycle mechanism, you know, cardiac cycle mechanism will create an impact in paper. that is much needed one. Cardiac cycle mechanism. After the cardiac cycle mechanism, in case of body fluids and circulation, you need to know about the blood grouping mechanism, and after this blood grouping mechanism, disorders. Please try to keep it in mind. In all the chapters in human physiology, disorders includes MCQs, because that is much needed one, because at the end of every physiological chapters you should have a good hold on disorders. This is body fluids and circulation. Then locomotion and movement. In this chapter, study this chapter strategically. All the skeletal system, bones and nerves, all the bones and nerves, overall you should be very thorough with this chapter in all the aspects of bones and nerves. Then after that, sliding filament theory. Sliding filament theory will make a good impact in your preparation, because that includes a more number of MCQs. Sliding filament theory, that includes a diagrammatic presentations, H-band, and very particularly they will talk about the zones. There you focus more on in the context of MCQs in locomotion and types of joints, then disorders. Locomotion, 2 MCQs, 2 to 3 MCQs, especially 2 MCQs, sliding filament and joints plays a very major role. Then bones, information about the bones and the skeletal system, complete structure you need to learn. The last chapter is the chemical control and coordination, that is the endocrine system. You need to focus on all the glands, more focus especially on a pituitary, adrenal, pancreas, thyroid glands. These areas includes more number of MCQs. Apart from this, hormone feedback mechanism you need to study, because endocrine system and digestive system dominates in case of MCQs. Some year of NEET examination they asked, in some years they asked 3 to 4 MCQs also from endocrine system. When it comes to the context of physiology, digestive, respiratory, excretory, neural, body fluids, locomotion and endocrine system. These are all the chapters you need to focus. Have a hold on the chapters and the units what we discussed, and keep the strategy and work. That works a lot in your preparation. I hope in class 11 complete all unit strategies discussed, that will play an impact in your preparation. All the best for your preparation. Thank you.